All right, let's jump right in. I want to kick things off with a huge idea, a fundamental truth that can absolutely revolutionize a business. Your employees? They're not just your workforce. They are your single greatest competitive advantage. And today, we're going to talk about how to unlock that power. And this quote from the one and only Zig Ziglar, it just perfectly sets the stage. And look, this isn't just some feel-good line. It's a rock-solid business strategy. The core idea is that your success is completely tied to the success of your people. It's that simple.
And for so long, that's been the big problem, right? The old school approach has been to treat people like, I don't know, interchangeable cogs in a giant machine. It's a mindset that's all about control, about finding problems, and about focusing on what's wrong. And honestly, it's why so many businesses are stuck with high turnover and just flat performance.
So here's where we see the big difference. The old way is all about top-down control. Criticize, dictate, manage. But the champion's way, it completely flips the script. It's this massive shift from being a manager who just points out flaws to becoming a coach who builds on people's strengths. It's about developing human beings, not just directing employees.
Okay, but let's be real for a second. Is all this just some nice, fluffy philosophy, or does it actually make a difference to the bottom line? It's a fair question. And you know what? The data is crystal clear.
Yeah, the numbers don't lie. Companies that have highly engaged teams, they see a massive 21% jump in profitability. 21%.
And it doesn't stop there. They also pull in 20% higher sales. Why? Well, because happy, motivated people create amazing customer experiences.
And on top of all that, they get a 17% boost in productivity. So, no, this is not just a philosophy. This approach gets real, tangible, measurable results.
So you see those numbers and you're thinking, okay, I'm in. How do I do it? Well, the very first step is this huge identity shift. It's about leaving that boss mentality in the rearview mirror and really stepping into the role of a coach.
Now check out the difference here. It's all in the language. Disciplinary feedback, here's what you did wrong, is all about the past. It's reactive. But developmental feedback, here's how we get you where you want to go. That's a partnership. It's proactive. It turns a mistake into a project for growth, and that changes the entire dynamic.
I love this analogy. It's perfect. A personal trainer doesn't just stand there and yell at you when you do an exercise wrong. No, they get down there with you. They show you the right form. They encourage you. They are invested in your success. That is what a modern leader does.
Okay, so we've got the mindset, we get the why. But what does this actually look like day to day? Let's get practical and move into the how with a few powerful, actionable strategies. This is literally your game plan starting today. First, get rid of that dreaded annual review that everyone hates. Replace it with frequent, low-stakes check-ins. Second, actually train your leaders on how to have these developmental conversations. And third, use cool technology like AI simulations to give people a safe space to practice those tricky conversations.
Think about it. Who has time for those 8-hour training marathons that you forget by the next day? Nobody. The idea of microlearning is so smart because it respects people's time. It gives them exactly what they need right when they need it. A sales metric dips? Boom. The system can send a quick, 2-minute video on that specific skill. It's targeted, it's efficient, and it actually works.
You know that old saying, practice makes perfect? Well, it's kind of wrong. The truth is, practice just makes permanent. Whatever you're doing, over and over, that's what sticks. And that's exactly why how we practice matters so much, which brings me to this next tool.
This is why AI simulations are such a game changer. They create this totally judgment-free zone. Your team can practice handling an angry customer or a tough negotiation without any of the real-world pressure. They can fail forward. The feedback is totally objective, and you can even make it fun with leaderboards and contests. It's just a smarter way to learn.
All right, let's connect all the dots now. Let's talk about the money. Because a great culture isn't just about warm fuzzies and feeling good. It is a direct driver of your financial performance. When you invest in your people, you are literally investing in your bottom line.
This chart just lays it all out, plain and simple. On the left, you've got your standard level of employee engagement and base profit. But look at the right. The data shows that locations with what we're calling champion engagement scores over 85%. They see on average a 10% higher gross profit. You can literally draw a straight line from how people feel at work to how the business performs. And it all boils down to this super simple but incredibly powerful psychological idea. It's just human nature, right? People will do more of the things that get them noticed and celebrated. So if you want more great customer service or more innovation, you have to catch people doing it right and make a big deal about it. And the best part? This stuff doesn't have to cost a fortune. It's about being creative and intentional. You could start a peer-to-peer recognition program, celebrate the person who's improved the most, not just your #1 performer, or even just create simple shout-out videos. These are the little things that build a culture where people feel truly seen and valued.
So at the end of the day, this whole thing, it boils down to one simple choice. Being a leader isn't about the title on your business card. It's a decision you make every single day about how you see the people you work with.
There is this one quote that just perfectly captures everything we've been talking about. It starts with this common misunderstanding.
And that's it. That's the secret. Your #1 job as a leader isn't to build a business. It's to build your people. Build their skills, their confidence, their careers. Because if you do that, guess what? They will build an incredible business for you.
So this is the choice, right here on the screen. Do you look at your people and see a line item on a spreadsheet, a cost to be managed and minimized? Or do you see them as your single most valuable asset, an investment that if you nurture it will pay you back 100 times over?
And that's the question I want to leave you with. It's not about what your company handbook says. It's about your personal philosophy. The choice you make defines your culture, your team's future, and ultimately your own success. So, which one is it going to be?